Hello students and welcome to DAV Moyle Public School. Let's begin an online session of Standard 9th Science, and in the lesson Motion, today we will see the different equations of motion but by graphical methods.
In the previous session, we have seen what is motion, difference between distance and displacement, uniform and non-uniform motion, speed and speed with direction, that is velocity, which physical quantity is called the rate of change of velocity, distance time graph, and how to represent motion on the graph, velocity time graph. Today, we will see equation of motion by graphical method.
Equations of motion by graphical method. When an object moves along a straight line with uniform acceleration, it is possible to relate its velocity, acceleration during motion, and the distance covered by it in a certain time interval by a set of equations known as the equation of motions. These three equations of motions are very important for you as many examples are based on this. So for the convenience, a set of three equations are given here below. See, you can see the three equations. V is equal to U plus AT, where is V is what, U is what, A is what, T is, you all are aware. U is the initial velocity, V is the final velocity, A is the acceleration in time T. See the second equation of motion, that is S equals to ut plus half at square. Now S is the distance traveled by the object in time t. And the third equation is 2as is equal to v square minus u square. So these are the three equations of motions, where u is the initial velocity of the object which moves with the uniform acceleration a for time t. V is the final velocity, S is the distance traveled by the object in time t, describes the velocity time relation, and equation 8.c represents the position time relationship because there is a time and the distance is there, so it is describes the velocity time relation. And the 8.7 equation, which represents the relation between position and velocity, can be obtained from the equation 5 and 8.6. Means in mathematically, if we will solve these two equations 8.5 and 8.6, we will get the third equation which relates the position and velocity. So these three equations can be derived graphical method. So let's see to derive this equation by the graphical method. Consider the velocity time graph of an object that moves under uniform acceleration. We have seen this graph many times under the uniform acceleration and the relation between velocity time graph and distance time graph. So this is the velocity time graph to obtain the equations of the motion. See here, A to B is the distance, shows the distance traveled by the object, and time is on the x-axis and velocity is on the v-axis, and there is a point E, D, O and C, and B is the final point of this. So different rectangles and triangles are there. So now just we see how we will get that equation which we have seen in the above. See here, the line AB shows the initial velocity u is not equal to 0. From this graph you can see the initial velocity of the object is u, that is at point A, and then it increases to v, and that v is at a point B in the time t. The velocity changes at a uniform rate A. So in the figure 8.8, the perpendicular lines BC and BE, see here carefully the figure, BC and BE are drawn from point B on the time and the velocity axis respectively, so that the initial velocity is represented by O O2a is the initial velocity and the final velocity is represented by bc, and the time interval is represented by from O to C, that is OC. Now if you want to calculate BD is nothing but BC minus CD, represents the change in the velocity in the time interval t, because initial velocity is u and final velocity is b. So what is the change? That change you will get when you subtract CD from the BC. Let us draw AD perpendicular to OC. So from the graph we can observe BC is equal to BD plus DC equals to BD plus OA, because OA and DC are nothing but the same height. See here, you can see the rectangle is there and therefore opposite sides are equal, so AO equals to DC. Now substituting the value BC is equal to V and OA equals to U, you will get V equals to BD plus U, and therefore what is the value of BD? The value of BD is equal to V minus U. So this is the change in the velocity, that is initial velocity and final velocity. So from the velocity time graph, the acceleration of the given object is given by A is equal to change in velocity upon time taken. So what is the change in velocity? Change in velocity is BD and the time taken is AD, and AD is equal to OC because it is again a rectangle and opposite sides are equal. And what is OC? OC is nothing but the time taken T. So if you will substitute the value, A is equal to V minus U upon T, and now numerically you calculate and write in a simplified form, V is equal to U plus AT. So how you will get this equation? You will get this equation when you substitute BD is equal to V minus U in the equation A equals to BD upon T. In this way we will get the first equation, the motion from the graph. Now for the second equation of motion, equation for position time relation, let us consider the object has traveled a distance s in time t under the uniform acceleration a. See again the figure, same figure. The distance traveled by the object is obtained by the area enclosed within O, A, B, C under the velocity time graph AB. Thus the distance traveled by the object is given by S equals to area OABC, which is a trapezium, and that trapezium also we can divide into two parts. One is rectangle and one is triangle. So rectangle is what? OADC, and triangle is what? ABD. Now if you will put the values, and you are aware about the formula for area of rectangle, that is length into breadth, and the area of triangle is half into base into height. So what is the length of this rectangle? Length of this rectangle is OC and the breadth is OA, and height of the triangle is what? Half into AD upon BD. BD is the base. Now substituting the values, OA equals to U, OC equals to AD equals to T, and BD is equal to AT. As we have shown in the previous slides, A is equal to BD upon T. So from this we can get BD is equal to A into T. Now substitute these values in this given OA, OC, AD and BD. You will get S equals to U into T plus half T into AT. So finalize the equation, you will get S equals to UT plus half AT square. So this is the second equation of the motion which we will write from the graphical representation. Equation for position velocity relation. See the same graph here. Now we will find out the relation between velocity time, position and velocity time relation. From the velocity time graph shown in the figure, the distance traveled by the object t moving under uniform acceleration a is given by the area enclosed by the trapezium. Just now we have seen the same, but here instead of the two formulas we are directly using the formula for trapezium, half into sum of the parallel side multiplied by height. So what is the parallel sides? Parallel sides are OA and BC, that is U plus V, and height is T, that is time taken, OC or AD. So upon 2. Now the same relation you will get previously, T is equal to V minus U upon A, because you are aware acceleration A equals to change in velocity upon T, that is V minus U upon T, that is A. So replace A and T, you will get the value of T. Now we will combine these two equations, means in 8.11 we will write T is equal to V minus U upon A. So you will get the combination from these two equations. S equals to V plus U into V minus U upon 2A. Now my dear students, you are aware about this third identity, A plus B, A minus B equals to what? A square plus A square minus B square. So that identity we will use here. So you will get, and also we will shift 2A to the left side. So that becomes twice AS equals to V square minus U square. So this is the third equation of the motion. Now we will solve some example which are based on these three equations. Which equation we will use and which is not, let's see. A train starting from rest attends. So when you will heard the word rest, it means initial velocity is 0. So you must click in your mind, rest means initial velocity is 0. Attains a velocity of 72 km per hour in 5 minutes. Assuming that the acceleration is uniform, find the acceleration and the distance traveled by the train for attaining this velocity. Now first, as we solved in mathematics, we first write the given quantities. Then only we can guess which formula is more suitable here, so that we will calculate the given quantity. So first we will write down the given. Initial velocity as the train started from the rest, its initial velocity U equals to 0. V equals to 72 km per hour. That is, if you want to calculate it kilometer per hour, you have to convert it into meter per second. And time t is 5 minutes, and 5 minutes in what? 300 seconds. Now how to convert kilometer per hour? So you have to, what you have to divide? Hours first you convert into minutes, and then you convert into seconds. And kilometer, how to convert kilometer into meter? Multiply by 1000. In this way, that is 72 multiplied by 1000 upon 3600. That answer will give you 20 meter per second. Now all this quantity related with the equation A equals to V minus U upon T, because we want to calculate the acceleration. And what is the formula for acceleration? Formula for acceleration is what? V minus U upon T. Now substitute the value and get the answer. The answer is 1 upon 15 meter per second square. So this is the acceleration. Now see the second condition. For second condition we have to calculate the distance. But this distance we will get from where? From the third equation of motion, that is twice AS equals to V square minus U square. Now here U square is equal to 0. V square we already know, and A we have just now calculated. So substitute the value and find the S, which comes 3000 meter. And 3000 meter means what? 3 kilometer. And therefore the acceleration of the train is 1 upon 15 meter per second square, and the distance traveled is 3 kilometer. Second example, a car accelerates uniformly from 18 km per hour to 36 km per hour in 5 seconds. See here, what is the difference between first question and this question? In the first question, the object is at rest initially, so uniform velocity, initial velocity is 0. But here the acceleration is from 18 km per hour to 36 km per hour. So here initial velocity is not equal to 0. So this you have to remember while solving the questions. Now here again you have to calculate the acceleration and the distance covered by the car in that time. So again we will write here the given quantities. U equals to what now? U is equal to 18 km per hour. Convert that into 5 meter per second. So what you will have to do? You will have to multiply by 1000 and divide by 3600. You get the answer 5 meter per second. And in final velocity is 36 km per hour. So that is gives you after conversion 10 meter per second. And the time is what? 5 seconds. Now first we calculate the acceleration. Acceleration is very easy. Change in velocity upon time. That is v minus u upon t. So the answer is 1 meter per second square. Now from this equation we will get now use the second equation of motion. S equals to u plus ut half at whole square. Now substitute the values and solve. You will get the answer S equals to 37.5 meter. And therefore the acceleration of the car is 1 meter per second square and the distance covered is 0.5 meter. In the third question we will see the brake applied to a car produce an acceleration of 6 meter per second square in the opposite direction to the motion. If the car takes 2 seconds to stop after the application of the brakes, calculate the distance it travels during this time. So this question is little bit different. You have to see we have been given here acceleration as minus 6 meter per second square. Why we are taking minus? Because it is given opposite direction of the motion. Therefore the minus sign is there. T is equal to 2 seconds and V is equal to 0 meter per second square because we are applying the brake, means after some time the car will stop, so the final velocity will become 0. So here we will use the formula V equals to U plus AT. Put the values. 0 is equal to U plus minus 6 meter per second square into 2 seconds. Calculate it. You will get initial velocity, that is 12 meter per second square per second. So from this equation now we will take another equation, S equals to ut plus half at square. Substitute all the values and calculate. You will get 24 meter minus 12 meter equals to 12 meter, and thus the car will move 12 meter before it stops after the application of the brake. Can you now appreciate why drivers are cautioned to maintain some distance between the vehicles while traveling on the road? Because the sudden brake cannot stop the car on the spot. It has to travel some distance, and therefore we must keep some distance while traveling on the road. So dear students, today we have learned 3 new equations which are based on the motions in different situations. So here is a small examples, an assignment for you based on the solved examples and the equations. Now you have to think which equation is suitable here and find out the question what is asked here. Thank you. Have a nice day.